Hello, it's Scott Manley here with episode 26 of Xenonauts. We have just unlocked the alien fusion reactor and alien hyperdrive research. That is from taking down the carrier, the largest UFO yet encountered. But we're not done yet. Despite being one man down, we're going to continue and harvest all these crash sites because we need the money for interceptors. For Marauders specifically, the latest, most high-techest, awesome pieces of aircraft that the Xenonauts have yet to develop. And yes, this does mean that I'm going to be truncating an awful lot of these ground invasions because there's a lot of them. I'm trying to make as much money as possible because I'm thinking that I need to buy myself up quickly as possible, since now we're getting very close to the largest, biggest and baddest alien spaceships, and I don't have a full fleet of Marauders. I don't have plasma weaponry. I feel that I am sorely behind. But equally I have faith that with hard work my Xenonauts team can prevail against the alien invasion. It's also becoming painfully obvious that that scimitar tank's weapon, while it is powerful, it is inaccurate compared to one in the hands of my well-trained Spice Girl troopers. Now that may be a cute name to some of you, but it is in fact a military acronym in the form of Scatter Laser Predator Infantry Combat Experts. And the girls' part is because most of them are women. And the whole nicknames is of course entirely so we can use them as codenames on the battlefield to ease communication. See, it's all part of my grand military plan to ensure the victory of man and womankind against the alien menace. You see, it's like Interstellar says, those aliens, they are all asexual, they're all clones, they have never known love, and without love they will not have the power to make them triumph over 5 billion people motivated by love. So after a quick stopover in North Africa and swapping out of some of the team, we send them back out on another mission to, well, that looks like it's probably in Angola. It might be, there's some other countries in that area, but I think it might be Angola. Now, I don't know much about Angola, but I do know that its local language is Portuguese, and they have a local type of booty-based music, I remember, which is appropriate because these guys came in and they kicked booty. No, I did find it interesting that they have this local style with all the African inflections and, butt-kicking bass riffs. You'll also notice that Lewis was one of the first of my Spice troopers, but that's okay because Lewis looks a little like Louise. Oh, and Dr. Snidely's boffins have come up with the alien anti-gravity generator. The largest alien vessels encountered cruising through our skies must weigh so much that we simply could not understand how they could stay airborne using only their thrusters. This anti-gravity generator reveals the brilliant solution. Create a device that reduces the weight of the ship. A simple explanation. Weight is the force acting on an object due to gravity. This device creates a localized field that negates any gravitational pull acting on objects within the field, leaving them otherwise unaffected, but reducing their weight enormously. This allows a UFO to fly using only a fraction of the thrust that could be possibly generated. Indeed, any capital ship that suffered a field malfunction in our atmosphere would meet a rather abrupt end. The function of the device revolves around gravitons, which are the force carriers for gravity, much in the same way that photons are the force carriers for electromagnetic radiation, such as light. This device emits a stream of antigravitons that pair up with gravitons in the nearby area, annihilating one another in a process that reduces the gravitation force acting on the area. This device can annihilate over 90% of the nearby gravitons, leading to a corresponding 90% drop in the weight of anything inside the field. It should be easy enough to replicate this technology and use it in our own designs. I have no doubt that it will prove a very useful discovery. Now, while we've unlocked a couple of new items, I think I'm going to just proceed with existing things. Alien precision plasma is perhaps the way to go because I want to find out how to shoot things more accurately with plasma weapons, which I have yet to invent. But I have faith if I continue researching the alien stuff, I will find out more about it. Okay, meanwhile, we're heading back from Angola, bringing some local bootleg stuff with us, no doubt. Actually, you know what? There's probably 20 years before that type of music is invented. And home again, home again. The carrier is a very large UFO crewed by a similarly large number of extraterrestrials. As the name implies, it carries a pair of interceptor escort craft that launch when the mothership is threatened. The configuration of the carrier is reminiscent of the landing ship, in essence little more than a very durable cargo transport ship. Though the hangar bays and launch tracks fiddle considerable space, the carrier still has the capacity to carry a sizable terror team or enough equipment to construct a large facility on the surface of our planet. The lower levels contain cargo space, crew compartments, and 3 possible entry points, while the important systems are located in the upper decks, the craft's command room, fusion reactor, and hyperdrive. The 2 electromagnetic launch tracks that run almost the full length of the vessel are used to release the escort craft as required. They are remarkable pieces of engineering, capable of accelerating a large fighter up to several times the speed of sound in less than 50 meters, and somehow not managing to pancake the individual inside. And just off the top of my head, that would require about 100 plus Gs of acceleration to do it in that length. To do it almost in that space. More than 100. It would be ridiculous. I'm sure I could do the mathematics, but I'm sure the aliens also have all sorts of fantastic alien doohickeys that will fix the problems of squashing the pilots of the interceptors. Production of Predator armor is finished. This is excellent news. Another member of the Spice team is ready to go. So we're going to, of course, build a scatter laser. This is the plan. We're just going to build Predator armor, scatter laser, and keep assigning these people to teams until we've got a very large team of these. Because I think these are quite capable. Maybe there will be better scatter weapons later on. But yeah, let's see. Who have we got? We got to fix people up because people are injured. Louise Mitchell switches over to the Predator armor and becomes a fully fledged Spice Girl. Obviously, this man is very good at following orders. So in the meantime, I actually started flying some aircraft between, waypoints outside my radar, just to make sure that there wasn't any bases or anything around here. I'm not sure if there's an easy way to tell, but I wanted to make sure, and I wasn't sure that the alien bases would turn up even if they were inside my radar scope. Oh, Dr. Snidely, the Buzzard jumpsuit is a variant of the Wolf armor designed for mobility over protective ability. It is fitted with an integrated jump unit, a device that allows the wearer to move vertically on the battlefield. Refinement of the armor plate is decreased weight, slightly reducing armor protection but letting the soldier carry more into battle. The jump unit is a rather substantial device worn on the back harness. It consists of a miniature alenium reactor connected to a pair of thrusters that sit above the wearer's shoulders, paired with the various gyroscopic flight control systems and sensors. Though the jump unit is not powerful enough for prolonged flight, the user is able to hover for short periods if necessary. Even those are not trained as pilots should find it easy enough to use in combat. Input from the wearer is recorded via touchpads on the gloves, allowing them to steer an intended flight path. A complex array of vectored thrust ports, copied from the alien directional thruster array design, provided fine control and auto-stabilization when in flight. Clearly, the ability to jump atop buildings or leap impassable terrain has utility on the battlefield, particularly for your scouts and marksmen. Soldiers regularly exposed to enemy fire will likely still need the added protection of the Wolf, or the Predator for that matter. I do like the way that Dr. Snidely has copied the design of his power glove into the armor because, the power glove, it's so bad. I do also note that they've made the classic jetpack mistake of not having the thrust units in a position near the center of mass. So, most jetpacks that turn up in video games, if you were to use them, it would spin you out of control and flatten to the ground, very likely. If you look at real-world jetpacks, they generally have the jets kind of coming out and then down the side. Anyway, research time. What secrets have you got for me? This was the base over in China, and they were doing that. So let's see. The fusion reactor is an alien toroidal reactor capable of sustained reactions, outputting huge levels of power. I like having lots of power, but progress will be poor. Maybe I should do something else. This is a small team, so they're kind of doing second things. They've only got 15 people on them. I might extend it. I could research some alien damage thing, but you know what? I think I'm going to actually continue to research plasma weaponry, just try to make sure I've got all the plasma weaponry unlocked, because I'm guessing, I don't actually know, I think I need to get better weapons. The Predator armor is awesome, but I need better weapons to kill things faster. I don't actually think I need buzzard armor, despite the occasional encounter with a Harridan on a rooftop. Oh, and I got a Marauder as well, yes. Extend my fleet. Beautiful red swept crate. I don't know what that thing looks like, but it looks like awesome and completely impractical. I need some red parts in Kerbal Space Program so I can try and build one of them. There is a mod that lets you repaint parts, but I kind of like the split tail with the engine, and I don't know. I think I want to try building some of these just for giggles. Gonna send that off to Indochina because we have filled up North Africa with a squadron of 3. So the East Asian base is going to be the one getting the next squadron of Marauders. We still have a lot of... we still have these Condors, and I should retire them at some point, but it doesn't look like they actually cost anything according to the... I don't see any indication that it's costing me anything other than the hangar cost, so those should be relatively cheap, right? There's no... Anyway, at some point they will just be a danger to their pilots rather than... Oh! The Alien Precision Plasma is an extraterrestrial infantry weapon that measures nearly 50 inches in length. It is fitted with a complex holographic sighting array and produces a focused bolt of plasma that travels extremely quickly and can maintain stability over greater range, suggesting it is the alien equivalent of a sniper rifle. The weapon has remarkable internal similarities to the heavy plasma, possessing the same length and generation chamber that significantly amplifies the energy content of the resulting bolt. The main difference lies with the helical spiral of electromagnets housed in the barrel of the weapon. Long and thin rather than short and compact, this results in a narrow and stretched bolt of plasma that can carve through the air with less resistance than normal, and then focus a great deal of that energy into a narrower impact point to give more penetrative power. This fearsome penetrative power is actually somewhat of a mixed blessing. The plasma bolts will punch through almost any conceivable type of armor, but will also punch right through the soldier underneath. While I doubt having a tunnel of a half-inch wide burned straight through your body is a particularly pleasant experience, it is unlikely to be fatal unless it strikes the brain or another vital organ. This weapon therefore presents an interesting conundrum. It is very accurate even at long ranges and will bypass any protective equipment the target may be wearing, but it also fires slowly and is unlikely to kill a soldier outright. Well, thank you, Dr. Snidely, but as much as we appreciate this analysis of alien weapons, we would really like to know, have you figured out how to build our own versions, because our troops really need to upgrade their firepower. New products are available for research. Plasma weaponry! So yes, we're gonna finally get some more firepower in the hands of our troopers. Development of a series of weapons which are more awesome. I didn't even bother to read that. Because, honestly, you see plasma weapons, I want plasma weapons. I want more power, more weapons, and more... Actually, I don't want more aliens, but that's what I've been given. We have a carrier flying over North Africa, send the Marauders off to deal with it. And send Foxtrots, and send crew everywhere, right? Alert! Alert! Scramble all fighters, this is not a drill. We have UFOs incoming in all airspaces. All pilots to your ships. I repeat, this is not a drill. We have confirmed incoming hostiles. Ooh, very small interceptor, air superiority. So this is possibly something new because it says interceptor. And ooh, that looks cool. It looks like it looks like a horseshoe crab, I think. Well, we have one Marauder on scene. It says auto resolve 100%. Let's tail it for a second and see what happens. Tail, tail, tail. I'm just trying to see what way it's going. So it's actually heading off. Oh crap! I made a mistake. Ah, no! I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. So by letting that thing go, it decided to intercept my other team, which is all Foxtrots and Corsairs. So I'm presuming this thing will be ridiculously maneuverable. So the only thing I'm going to do with the Foxtrots is send them out in... I'm going to spread them out like bait. They are to go off in all sorts of directions and try to not get shot. Hopefully this interceptor, this new class of alien spacecraft, will follow them, while my Corsair can get in close and, you know, do the whole knife fighting in the air kind of thing. I mean, not when I say knife fighting, I mean it's going to be shooting at short range with a Gatling laser. It's not like a Vandal fighter from Star Citizen. It's not literally going to fly past and slice up the spacecraft, although that might be a really cool technique to have. Okay, just trying to figure out. This thing is actually really fast and it turns really fast. Maybe I should, okay, I'm not sure what to do here. Also, it's quite able to catch up with my Foxtrots as well. Okay, it's shooting at things. Shoot at the Corsair instead! I'm going to use the... what can I do? I'm just trying to figure out the best geometry here. The Corsair, you know, if I just turn head on, it will at least be able to dodge, whereas the Foxtrot can't dodge, so it just needs to... well, it needs to get out of dodge, so to speak. There we go! Ha ha ha! Now we're doing some damage to this. Meanwhile, Foxtrot, get out of there! Just don't get hit. And Corsair, I'm just trying to figure out the best way. Yes! Yes! We've flown past them. Now we need to turn around and get on its tail. Well, I'm not sure if the Corsair is quite capable of that yet. Oh, wow! This thing is just turning so fast. Ah, man. It's... oh, but at least it didn't take much damage. It only took like 5% damage there. Ah, yes! Come on. Come on, get into those sights there. Brilliant. Okay, so I took about 7% damage, but we are cool. We still have full ammunition, so yeah, we can send these guys off to continue their mission, whatever it was. And I'm not sure, the Marauder can probably do something as well. It'll head off in that direction. Okay, and we get carriers, which of course we want to tail until it's over land. We get a strike cruiser thingy, which we can just blow up. It doesn't actually matter. Most important thing is to get around behind it and make sure that we deliver enough munitions up its tailpipe to end its reign of terror, or something like that. It's raining terror over the landscape, and I'm raining terror at it. So Marauders, they should just be able to use missiles here. Yes, brilliant. No problem. Of course, since that was post-commentary, it would have been expected for me to know that, except that I don't remember the outcome of every single event. So sometimes seeing this at 4 times regular speed is just as surprising for me. Sometimes things happen and I'm like, oh wait, yeah, I need to re-enable the original. Generally, when I record with commentary, and generally then I will edit a lot of it in. At this point though, so much of the battles are sped up at 4 times regular speed that you very rare to get the actual reactions. Anyway, on the ground at another carrier drop site here, another carrier crash site. No doubt it has made a very big hole in the ground after its failure of its anti-gravity generators. And I expect to be making more holes in the ground as we bury the remains of these, the locals and things like that. The order of the day is civilians, and of course they're attached, you know, hostiles. We might see some Reapers, we're not sure. So we want to be careful, make sure that we cordon off the civilians from the civilians. Notice that those are 2 separate words and can be very confusing when they say them together, apparently. I think Dr. Snidely has a very warped sense of humour when he suggested that name. He was probably rubbing his hands with glee, imagining that I would say the wrong thing at the wrong time. I'm sorry, Commander, I thought I heard you say shoot the civilians. Snidely doesn't really give much credit. Oh! Wait, that's a Reaper, but it's a different coloured Reaper. I wonder if this has different powers or something. I hope it... okay, what's it gonna do? Well, that's predictable. I'm guessing since it's a different colour, it probably has more hit points, maybe slightly faster speed. Yeah, that doesn't really make me happy. But the fact that it decided to sit itself right in line of sight to 2 of my automatic laser weapons does make me very happy. I just hope there aren't any more in this area because, well, you know, Reapers are not my favourite things to deal with. Anyway, we have a mission to do because we need the money to support our anti-alien program, which means a lot of running around, taking risks, and occasionally trying to shoot these guys in the head with pistols at point-blank range. Tapio has become quite an expert that. I foresee that he will one day grow up to be a nice rifleman or shotgunner, but in the meantime he's a shield dude. It will actually be interesting once we get a Praetor, because we're going to have to decide... Or, I mean, I'm guessing there will be another spaceship that will have a Praetor on it, but right now I'm not well equipped to capture one, because it's only my newbies that are carrying the shields, and it's only the newbies that are carrying the stun batons. I might find that I actually have to kill the first Praetor that I meet, but we'll find out, I guess. Anyway, we make haste for the UFO, looking to see what we can find. Oh, we found a Reaper! No! That was genuinely a close shave. If that Reaper had a chance to react, or to act, would have probably gone straight through the Predator armor, and I would have been very sad to lose one of my Spice Troopers. They're incredibly effective, and I soon plan on replacing my armoured car with more of those. If I can have a full squad of like 12 with the dropship, I will be extremely happy, because then I'll be able to take everyone inside the target and, you know, basically lay down even more fire. Whoa, yes! These things still have some powerful weapons. Taking this bridge proved to be a little tougher than I expected, but in the end we suppressed everyone and started running people in. As soon as we suppressed them, we rushed in with weapons and shot them at close range. That generally proves to be quite effective, just covering them with as many weapons as you can. And that also gives the people with the smaller guns a chance to kill aliens and get some skill. That's really good for the newbie. This is what we call the newbie lesson, right? You have to remember, all this is just training as well, because we have these young kids that we need to make sure are capable of leading and surviving in battle. Anyway, that's the end of this episode. We'll continue with new things next time. Until then, I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.